We believe at Inventure that we're really giving them education for life, preparing them for life. Beyond academics, this is probably one of the most important things that they're doing. And we'd encourage all students to take something up like this, because this is where your theoretical knowledge gets combined with your own skill and aptitude and attitude, and this kind of the skills that are needed. And this is where the future is. Knowledge has become commodity. Even interesting presentation of knowledge has become a commodity with the AI tools. So what are you offering to the world? It is your own insight. It is your own ability to solve complex problems, which ChatGPT is not yet able to do. So I think this kind of education, getting their hands dirty and let's say refining these skills, is really what is the future.
Even if you just impact 1 life, 5 lives, 10 lives, just go out there and be positive change makers.
We'd already started with Our Mobility, Our Voice, the campaign then, because we realized that the impact of roads on students' physical and mental well-being was quite terrible. But when we started that, we felt like we needed more mentorship. We need more guidance to figure out how we can take this forward and how can we make this an on-ground experience.
And I think the Changemaker challenge also gave us an opportunity to structure our entire campaign and how to go about the structure and what to do when you start a campaign. So I think which is why one reason I think we enrolled into the Changemaker challenge.
We can see in many sweet shops, people are using plastic and cardboard sweet boxes, which are very bad to the nature, and they are not biodegradable. So they will cause lot of pollution and landfill waste in our nature. So instead of using plastic and cardboard box, we have came up with an idea of using boxes made up with coconut and banana leaves. So that is our coconut and banana leaf box.
Project is basically aimed at repurposing leftover food which restaurants throw away at the end of the day and giving them to those who need it for a lower price.
We are working on a project called Sports for Health and Social Behavior Change, where we make students be in a good community and improve their mental and physical health.
I think it's a great opportunity for them to learn different kinds of skills. Firstly, problem solving skill, because they identify a problem that is plaguing the society and then they come up with the right kind of solution.
There's such a wide range of projects. There's the prototype, for example, of a bin, which can easily be opened automatically by a sensor, which is just fantastic. And then there's also this project by Parikrama and other projects, for example, for menstruation and menstrual well-being sessions. So the range of projects is really fantastic, and I think from there I've realized what large is the kind of wide scope that we have with something like a Changemaker challenge. You can do about anything, and I think even watching the other teams present, it feels like I wish that I had thought of that, and I wish that I had also done something like that. But it's great that everyone's doing something different, because I don't think any one person has the time to do all of this.
So seeing the diverse range of problems the students are trying to solve, it's quite inspiring. It's also quite heartwarming to see that, okay, so we are not raising a generation which is not in touch with taking care of each other, improving what's around us, seeing the problems it is, and immediately trying to solve it.
When I started this project, I didn't know how much the plastic is polluting our earth. But while we are doing this project, we measured the carbon footprint and all of that. So I got more information from this project, and I got more learnings from this.
I put up my hand because I like nature, and seeing that nature is getting destroyed, I wanted to bring an innovative idea to solve this.
We are bringing back this tradition back because as we are in the modern generation, we don't know how to make it, and we think that it is so hard and complex to make. So one of our Parikrama parent has taken up this project, and he helped us to make this box. And there are 3 members in family, so the 3 of them helped us to make the box.
What we are asking for is, have you got your hands dirty? Have you got involved with the beneficiaries? Have you made some impact to them? It's a qualitative impact, it's a quantitative impact. So that's the basis. In fact, we believe that that's what differentiates this from perhaps a business plan competition or some other thing that may be out there. What's the fidelity of your solution? You came up with a prototype, you are hacky, but how well does it represent the actual solution that might actually work in the world? So fidelity is one consideration. Extensibility is another consideration. So if you take an idea, can you extend it to adjacent demographics? Then there is a question of sustainability. Can you as a team sustain it? Can you get somebody else to help you sustain it? Then scalability. Maybe you did this idea in 1 school. Can you do it in 5 schools? Can you do it in 2 schools even begin with, right? So, or 2 neighborhoods. So that's another idea. Then persistence and grit is a very important thing. Anybody who makes change, they'll see that challenges will come. So how are you overcoming them basically? And how did they handle feedback? How there's any polish to their presentation, all of that. So these are the rubrics that they're going to be evaluated on.
So we want to make students' daily commutes to and from school faster, safer, and more comfortable. We're doing this through advocacy mainly. We have a social media campaign. We also have art and essay contests, and we recently had a launch event. Now we're building an on-ground experience with our Changemaker challenge, where we're focusing on potholes specifically.
I think since our project is mainly focused on creating a social awareness, and finally, I think ultimately getting the government to act on the roads, because we don't see any of that. We see potholes and just... I think that's what I want to happen in the future, where they're actually filling in the potholes, they're doing something about it.
I learned a lot. I always used to think, I don't think I can make a difference in the world. But looking at these kids, I had a very cynical attitude. I'm like, okay, there are potholes, I am a mere mortal, what can I do? I can't go speak to the government. But these children are the ones who make that, our voice, our choice, that's what Inventure stands for. So then once you have expressed yourself, you can make that change. So I have learned that from them, the ability to make a difference even at your level.
We were trying to solve 2 problems: food insecurity for low-wage workers and food waste from restaurants. So we thought this was viable because the website, everyone in India has a smartphone now, right? So we thought if we created a website, everyone can access it, and because there are restaurants everywhere, if we can collaborate with many restaurants, they can all put up their food, and all the low-wage workers can come here and buy affordable but healthy meals.
When you get children started on some of these very powerful ideas of entrepreneurship, there is nothing that's preventing them almost from doing what an adult can do, just in terms of thinking, right? So just like we saw 18-year-old Gukesh go and become a world champion, it's very possible for children to become entrepreneurs as long as you know the right way of thinking and get the right guidance. But as teenagers, some of their typical challenges are they get too wedded to their ideas too quickly. So it's like, I'm very passionate about it, I believe this, so let's do it. The second one, they often think that coming up with an app or coming up with a website actually will bring about change. And as we have seen in the world, technology is a small component in bringing about real change. It's a good multiplier and enabler. But in terms of just making change happen, there is a lot of just empathy, creativity, process solutions that are needed. So because they don't have experience, kids don't appreciate that. But I think they've been wonderful in taking the feedback from the mentors and pivoting and making those changes happen. The other one is that they think too big and they think outside of their circle of influence and control. They're like, I want BBMP, commissioner to do XYZ. Why would they? Right? So, what have you done to influence them to kind of at least, give you an audience basically, right? So these are the typical 3 challenges that teenagers face when they think about change making.
Our idea is to bring football so that they have a good community around them. We'll have coaches who will train 10 student leaders, and that 10 student leaders will train 5 beneficiary students each. So 50 students will be trained, and that 50 students will train 6 students each.
So by this way we are targeting the whole middle high school, because the high school students often have extra classes and due to which they have the adult guidance of teachers, but middle high school students often go home and there's an absence of adult guidance. So by giving them football classes, we are giving them an adult guidance by which they are safe till the evenings and till the parents are there at home.
What I felt like is this is a great platform that you guys has provided, not within your school, but I think people coming from the different school as well. So by putting it will give us some sort of a competition environment, and where by having that environment as well, they can solve the real-time problems, right? So it's a great platform that you guys are providing and giving back to them, with connecting them with the different NGOs or the people like us who can give us support, some sort of raising funds, connecting with the different NGOs or similar platforms.
All of us learned that we do have some capabilities in us which we haven't realized yet.
So I'm personally a very shy person, and going out, doing so many, talking to people, really renowned people, I was really hesitant at first, but then I think it's really just about, coming out of your comfort zone at the end of the day.
I learned that I can do the things I think, and if I like something, I will do that, whatever it takes.
I think I've learned the importance of constantly collaborating with other people, because I feel like I tend to start doing things myself beyond a point. But I realize that if you really want to get numbers, if you want to make this possible, you need a lot of people behind you. And to do that, you need to constantly connect with people, form networks. So that's not something I was familiar with, and it's something I've really developed the skill for.
Not second guess the idea, because there were a lot of doubts surrounding this idea. How would you do it? But once you go and do it, those ideas, those questions just fade away.
We learned that team collaboration is very important in this project, and learn that sustainable option may reduce the environmental pollution.
As we get older, idealism often conflicts with pragmatism and other things that come in the way. But when you're starting off, when you're in school, you have a lot of leeway and freedom to make mistakes and learn along the way.
I learned that I'm capable and I need to more work towards helping others and give a helping hand towards a safe community.
Don't be scared of sharing what you think, be confident.
Responsibility, the ability to take responsibility for what they want to do, their goals, and deliver on them. It's like climbing the Mount Everest. So every base, the fact that they have to reach base camp 1, base camp 2 before they hit the Mount Everest, that they learn here, which it translates into goal setting for real life. So if they've not done well in their exams, they set smaller goals so that they can eventually get that A star.
Today, we are in a situation where we have major challenges, but with that are major opportunities as we solve the pandemic. We need to create, as a nation, we need to create jobs and wealth at a rate that has never happened. We need creative solutions. We need critical thinking. We need you to work collaboratively. We need you to be compassionate, because it's not just about individual excellence anymore. And that's why I'm so inspired by what I saw today. Because you are coming together, identifying problems that you see in your communities that need to be solved, and working on solutions with your mentors, with the kind of tools that you've learned here through the Changemaker Challenge.